All right, everyone. Welcome to the conclusion of the 2020 Silver Cup presented by Discmania and Roland Ridge. I'm Nate Perkins, joined here today with Kevin Jones.
Nate, thank you for having me on again today. Man, it's about to get real quick.
Stacked card, dude. Ricky Wysocki in the lead over Calvin Heimburg by 1, over James Conrad by 2, and 18-year-old Kyle Klein.
That's right.
Discmania sponsored pro and a crusher.
Yeah, I became familiar with Kyle at the Next Gen Championships. I got to commentate on his playing there, and he played phenomenally. Ended up winning the tournament, dominated it. It's going to be exciting to see what he does today. Hole 1, guys, very specific. You're either going to turn over something really quick, or you're going to throw through the gap that's straight down the fairway with some late fade. Those are your only two options, though, Nate. There's tons of trees in the middle. Not many people are getting lucky on this hole.
It is a very interesting hole to start out on. Ricky's got that Tour Series pig. He's going that left gap. Oh, and that was early?
I think he was playing for that, right?
He's playing on that right side?
Man, I'm thinking so.
Okay.
I want to say so. Which is just kind of a line that you wouldn't really imagine because it's not really an ace line. Like, there's no way that the disc is going to go straight to the chains with that line, but it's an awesome play for birdie.
Calvin's lining up that force over on the right side. Catches that first guardian tree there, and that's going to drop him well outside circle 2. James lining up that Firebird again. He's very comfortable with this shot on this hole.
This disc shapes beautifully for this hole if he plays it right. Yes.
Wow.
And that is the cleanest we have seen James hit that line yet. Have we commentated him all 3 rounds or just 2?
I think 2. This is the second one. Beautiful shot there. I don't know if that hit the cameraman.
It was headed right at him.
Yeah.
And it's kind of coming blind around that corner. Cameraman doesn't know when to expect it exactly. Kyle was opting for that straight to finishing late forehand line on the left side of the fairway, not hitting his line. And when you don't hit your line here, at best, you're going to be with 60 feet obstructed. Yep. Going to be low from Calvin, starting his round off with a par. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, so those trees, the tree that Kyle just hit makes you have to decide whether you're going to go for the putt he just went for or not, because now he has 25-footer. First hole jitters, maybe playing a factor on whether or not he's going to run that.
Exactly.
Ricky!
That's exactly how Ricky Wysocki wants to start the day.
Are these the best angles we've seen on coverage, just running behind him like that?
Yes.
I want to run with Ricky on every putt that he knocks down from circle 2 from now on.
We might have some exhausted par save cameramen after this round. Yeah, that's a great start from Ricky. Really, really important to hit that birdie right there. Huge, 60 feet. It's impressive. And like you said, Kyle Klein now obstructed 25 feet. This is not where you want to be starting your round from. Just a little too much stress, more stress than you would like on this first hole.
And Kyle pulling straight down from that right hip. Very simple putting stroke. Plenty of spin.
And very calm and collected right there to start off the round on lead card of this very stacked A-tier field. James Conrad with a really important start as well from about 25 feet as well. That's going to be a really good start for him. Couple birdies, a couple pars.
Wow, just look how exaggerated that force over was.
The angle is really extreme that he's hitting on that Firebird shot. But I would not pick another disc for him for the hole. I think it's perfect. So after a walk, we are on to hole 2. Hole 2 is going to be a U-shaped par 3, but we're playing it as a 2-shot hole. Nobody is going to put this first shot into the circle.
We saw Ricky go forehand roller off the tee in round 2, and again, he is going forehand roller.
I would love to see a really good result from this. I don't know if I don't know what his...
Yeah, what's best case scenario here, Kevin?
Right, that's kind of what I want to
Up the hill
know.
and back down the other side?
I'd say this shot
Are we
is
seeing
close.
it right here? Oh, that was so close.
Yeah.
If that crests the hill, it has a chance of getting down there.
I agree. Ricky actually, from watching coverage the night before, the day of, he convinced me to take the forehand roller line on this hole.
You did it?
I sure did.
That's so awesome. Maybe a slight advantage over the people that didn't get to watch that footage yet.
Hey, I suppose I'm taking advantage of every possibility there is.
Oh, and James just so smooth with that rock. And that's going to be at the top of the hill. He's loving that.
That is right where he wants to be. And Calvin to match them. It does miss the trees that it needs to miss, and it's in a beautiful landing zone, looking straight at the basket, downhill approach shot from there.
And you guys might notice Kyle Klein has definitely been watching YouTube, and his forehand really looks like Eagle McMahon. Eagle and Simon are two of his favorite players. He's always wanted to be on Team Discmania, and he's making it happen for himself, man.
Yeah,
it's really inspiring to see young kids coming up and throwing like
Yeah, it
they are.
absolutely is. Nice recovery shot from Kyle right there. And I am all for trying to copy players' strokes and drives and putts. I'm all for it, but ultimately at the end of it, we're gonna have our own little twang on whatever we're doing. And I think Kyle has that, so I think he's doing really good stuff.
All right.
Calvin, Firebird possibly. He opts for that Firebird from close range sometimes. Something kind of signature of his game. Conrad, when he's close, opts for his green Aviar.
Matching the hillside right there. Perfect approach.
And this is Ricky's forehand roller. He is the CTP, so he's on to something. And he's going to drop in an easy birdie. The least amount of stress of anybody on the hole.
Good touch on that downhill forehand approach from Kyle.
Recovering nicely from the early tree hit off of the drive. That's a big birdie there from Conrad. It's important for him and Calvin to keep putting the pressure on. All of these guys are going to be birdieing so many holes today. It's going to be interesting to see who matches who and where these strokes are going to exchange.
I couldn't be more excited about this golf right now, man.
Same here.
Oh, look at that. From a standstill. Plenty of snap.
This hole that we're coming up to right now, hole 3, is a great opportunity for James and Calvin to put some pressure on Ricky. This is a very tough to reach par 3. There's just so many trees in the way, and if you hit a tree and you kick to the wrong area, you're struggling to save par. So bogey is well within play here for our players, but maybe somebody can get way up there for a birdie putt. Ricky looks like he has a mid-range, one of those Casey rocks.
Oh, just a push hyzer, flipping up nicely, and those trees are really the one you have to get a little lucky on to beat, or just go completely hyzer inside of that and leave yourself a little bit longer of a putt.
Right.
Really difficult hole to park.
Yeah. Backhand almost impossible.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's beautiful that we can play away from the basket knowing that we can have a putt, and that's the clean play. And so sometimes it's cool if there's not a perfect play right to the pole.
And that these players can attack it so differently. I mean, Ricky's going mid-range. James is going T-bird right here.
Yep, and he does it again. No, that's good. It has to be.
Money.
It was never thinking about hitting a tree. That was as clean of the line as you can hit there. He's going to be 45 feet probably. Yeah. James is not going to be angry at that one, though. He'll take that all day. Calvin looks like he is power gripping an eagle.
Little early out of the hand, and that's going to be down and to the left, and he's going to have a lot to deal with. And Kyle going with the Kev Jones force over.
We'll see. This guy looks like he's got a fast disc in his hand, and yeah, he is hitting it on an anhyzer, so he is trying to do the force over flex the whole way there.
That's a beautiful shape to attempt. I mean, that's just so fun as a competitor to try that one.
I agree.
You can see off to Calvin's left, the wind is just ripping off the lake.
That's
probably the
be
windiest day of the tournament.
I would say so. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, that shot was so good from Calvin right there. And what was so hard about it was the stuff in his release, the stuff that he was obstructed with in his stance.
And that was a really smooth approach. I believe that's the Tactic. Brand new Discmania mid-range.
Interesting.
That's not that easy.
No, not at all.
That's a small window right there that he just put that putter through.
Giving it a chance, too. It's impressive.
And this is James's first chance to pick up a stroke.
Oh. Inches low from James.
And James loves to bring it from really down low. I'm wondering if the shrubs on that left side caused him to release it a little bit outside of his comfort zone.
All right, so after all this, we're going to see no shift in our scores. 3's around. This hole takes at least one good shot, one really good shot to get a par. If you don't have a good shot on this hole, you're probably going to be facing a bogey or worse. But no worries, James and Calvin. Another separator hole is coming up right here. We have the Lighthouse Hole. It's playing as a par 4 in this event, but it's easily reachable.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even quite sure if it plays 450 feet. Probably less than that, right, Nate?
I think so, especially if you cut it inside.
Right. So we're going to see these guys get aggressive here.
Ricky's going Firebird, starting it out on Anheuser. Oh, that was early.
Unbelievably early.
I mean, he's only 150 feet off the tee right there.
That upshot is incredibly tricky. He's going to have to get over some trees and down very quickly.
He might even have to concede the 4 from right there and just pitch down there, especially with how windy it is. I mean, you can hear that wind coming off the lake right there.
For sure.
On the elevated bucket. You have to put it close.
Yeah. I know Ricky is he's an amazing scrambler, so if anybody can do it, he's the guy.
Maybe the world's best.
Yeah, up there.
James also going Firebird. Oh, that looks a little too early.
Sure was, but not so early that he's going to find himself OB. He still could get a 3 from there, which is what he's going to need, especially with Ricky being out of position. It's a good opportunity for James and Calvin to get in position for a nice, easy 3 here. And Calvin's doing that. It seems like he's going wide.
Oh.
Calvin did not try to saw it off. It didn't look like.
And it still looked like it had a chance to skip all the way down there if it didn't hit that last tree.
I'm learning that it does. It doesn't have to go inside of those trees to have the chance at a park job. It can flare and still work.
I just love that wrist curl that Kyle's got going on.
And that is the line, isn't it, Nate?
It's a beautiful shot.
It doesn't really look that clear to us, but there's enough air there for us to call that a line.
Oh, let's see what Wysocki can conjure up here. As you said, this man is a scramble machine, and he doesn't look like he's laying this one up. Through a gap.
Yeah, I know that
over
line.
The trees.
If that disc got down in time.
Oh, he's circle 1 right there.
That shot is so good.
Great shot. I can't even tell you guys how difficult it is, especially with the wind ripping the direction that it is. And you don't quite know how much is out there until you put your disc up there and see it take it into the lake.
Right. Step putt up shot right there. We're going to see our players want to get really close on this one. Unless they're uncomfortable with being so close that they don't feel like they can get it in the bucket.
Right, yeah. How do you feel about that? You want to give it a few feet off so you have an angle?
Personally, I like to have an upside-down turbo putt. And
okay.
It's 100%er if I'm touching the lighthouse, so I don't have to worry about it. But if somebody's not comfortable with that, then yes, they would not want to be right next to it because that's pretty much your play. Ricky faced with a difficult putt here.
This is headwind, I believe. Whoa. I mean, he almost let that go.
Yeah.
What did we just see?
I would really like to see a replay on this one. I mean, I gotta say it, Nate. That basket is smaller than a normal basket. The cage.
It's not a Mach X cage.
Very possibly a factor in that.
I think so. Wonder if Ricky knows that.
Yeah, I mean, either way, we know this hole. It's treacherous. We want to be close to this basket because we don't want to be putting when it's windy like this.
And the reset. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen Ricky reset like that.
It doesn't happen very often.
And then to jam it and it pop out.
Yeah, like the focus was really good. And no way is he going to blame that on the basket. Like Ricky's, he will blame that entirely on himself. Either way, really hard putt. Even from Kyle right here.
Getting a good look. At Kyle pulling that putter straight down to his right hip. Oh, and there's the upside down turbo that you just mentioned.
That's it. Looks like a free throw from
Ooh.
Calvin. He kind of did a two-handed
Yeah.
thing. I don't know anything about that.
I would never attempt anything like that. That is so scary in my mind.
Yeah.
But you said it yourself. You're 100% confident in it.
It's a nice tool to have. There's a hole at Maple Hill, actually, that's my play. Put it up to the castle and turbo it in.
Hole.
So
that is a nice tool to have for sure. And we've got some movement on the leaderboard here. Calvin moving within 1. James still 2 back. Klein gaining a stick.
Yep. That's a good hole for Calvin right there. Tough break for Ricky. And now we have one of the easier par 3s on the course, I guess.
Yep.
But by no means is this simple hole.
And Calvin is just going wide, turning this mid-range over.
That's what you want to see.
money
And
right
I am
there.
afraid that's not a mid-range, actually, Nate.
That's not?
No, that is... Man, I think it's an AVR X3. It's a form
What?
of AVR, for sure. The blue disc.
X3?
Yes. It's a form of AVR. Pretty sure the X3. Either way, he just pounds that disc. A little much turn there from Kyle, but out into the open. That means you're inside circle two most of the time.
I'm loving that kid's release, though.
Yeah, you gotta love it, man. You gotta love it.
He's smooth. He's really balanced on his feet.
And he's playing really good golf. I don't know how many Pro Tour events this kid's played, but he already proved himself at the Preserve.
Yeah, he qualified for the
weekend.
USDGC. It's really early in the year to qualify after the COVID mix-up.
He's doing really good stuff right now.
And James is going MD4. He likes to throw this thing just a little bit nose up. And he just gets it to drift from left to right.
Needs to go.
Looks like, wow. It looked like it was turning over a little
Dude.
too much and too soft, but it's right there.
Yeah, the disc is stable, first of all, and Conrad pumps it, second of all. That's why it got there.
Yeah, anyone else tries to attempt to throw that MD4 on that line, and it's getting halfway there.
Yeah. Tough miss from Kyle. Just not committed. I had countless putts look like that this weekend. This is a very tough putt from Ricky here, and a very important putt. This is to keep control of the tournament.
Oh, wow. That's crazy that he went with the normal stance. It looked like that tree was kind of like in front of his
Did he
low
not
release.
entirely straddle there? Or was he still...
He did, but it still looked like it forced him to go kind of up and over.
Oh, with the stroke of the arm, I hear you. Yeah, he's best off when he picks one of his putts. The straddle, the regular Ricky putt, or the spin putt.
Yeah.
Nothing in between, obviously, but I mean,
He definitely knows what he's doing. I kind of expected him to go with that spin putt.
I was thinking he's just going to straddle it. I didn't know he had anything in his way. Either way, that's an important miss. Because Calvin is not going to miss this. And that's 2 in a row from Calvin right there.
It's a little emotion from Ricky.
Oh, a tiny bit. He just missed 2 inside the circle putts
Yep.
in the last 2 holes. If anything's going to make Raptor Ricky angry, inside the circle putts is going to be one of them.
Yeah, absolutely. He is a fiery competitor, and we are tied up. James is only 1 back. Hole 6, par 4, 500 feet. We saw Ricky put that roller down and get all the way up there for the Eagle 2.
an unbelievable shot. If you guys are just joining us for the final round, after this is done, check out hole 6 of round 2. Ricky does something wild. This is a nice, important shot here from Calvin. Putting himself way up the fairway would be very helpful.
Calvin could get an air shot all the way to the mouth.
Yeah.
That is moving so fast. Miss it. Maybe just a little too much hyzer on that release.
Just a little bit.
Did it hit that tree or did it move past it into the...
To me, it looked like it went right of the tree, but caught some leaves around the tree, and I could not see where it went from there. It could be... It's likely in a scoreable position, but not ideal. Conrad, does he have the turn? No, similar to Calvin, and not a friendly kick. That's going to make birdie pretty tough.
Kyle definitely going cloud breaker here. Just a little too much angle out of the hand, finding that right side.
Get left.
Wow, that did not hit the ground for a long time.
Did it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The cut and the line on that was so good. He was 10 feet from...
It's going right through the gap, man.
Climbing up the gap.
Amazing.
Unbelievable, the power that he's showing off there.
And where Calvin's at, this gap is so small. The further... Yeah, the further left you are or the further right you are, it just makes that gap all the smaller. James has to hit this one on a very steep hyzer. He's going AVR. And the thing is, there's not just one tree to miss right there. I mean, you missed the first one, you've got the next grouping, and then the next grouping. It's like 60-footer, 50-footer, 40-footer.
So true. Like, you can hit the initial gap, but your birdie is not going to be guaranteed after the initial gap. You've got a couple more in the same flight to hit.
And that is a left-handed forehand roller from Kyle. Okay, so this is his next lie.
I don't think the lefty roller went very well. But sometimes that's all you got.
Wow.
Wow, that's right.
That is a tough gap to hit on the patent pending. Beautiful touch from Kyle. And Ricky's just loving that angle all day.
Yeah, the way that he is playing this hole is so cool to watch. He's getting so far up the fairway. Nobody is considering getting that far up the fairway except Ricky.
It's a healthy bid.
Yeah, you know he wants it there. He doesn't want to give up this birdie. Neither does Calvin.
I love that he still goes with the straddle from this distance.
It's got to be close to the max. No way does he hit that.
Gosh.
That putt is so big. And Calvin Heimburg not allowing Ricky to gain a stroke on him here.
Was that 90 feet? 100 footer?
I think it's about 80 uphill.
Okay.
80 feet uphill, possibly more.
That's incredible to keep pace with Ricky being parked.
Seriously, the level of that putt was off the charts. The timing of it as well, not letting Ricky get a stroke on him. I love it. This is what the battle is all about.
Oh, look at that follow through right there. Again, shout out to Gotta Go, Gotta Throw, and OTB Discs for sponsoring this coverage. Thanks to Jeff Showers for these drone flyovers. Pretty epic with the OB marked.
Yeah, they're looking really good right now. As you guys just saw, hole 7 is going to be a reachable par 4, pretty much for Calvin, a dead straight distance driver. He hits the gap. That's goal number 1. And it appears he's crossed the street, which is goal number 2.
Okay,
a little
yeah,
too
he went
straight.
a little too straight.
But that's a great way to play the hole. You're most of the time guaranteeing yourself a 3, which is technically a birdie.
You got to think Ricky's getting close here. Destroyer.
Yeah, he is. Good call there, Nate. Inside the circle. Inside the circle will do. Talk about pressure. Ricky stepping on the gas pedal right there.
He's feeling very comfortable on the course.
Well, if he keeps hitting shots like that, you will not be able to catch him.
James is going Wraith. Looked like he has this one turned over. And also a little too straight, but he's well across the road.
Right, and it looks like Calvin and James gonna have pretty relatively easy 3s. James actually maybe have a bid at the bucket from there for eagle. Let's see what Kyle Klein goes for.
The biggest thing I noticed about Kyle is just how effortlessly he moves forward on the tee pad while rotating his hips away. I mean, it's exactly how you would want to teach the next generation of throwers. It's beautiful.
It's really athletic footwork, huh?
18 years old, traveling around the country by himself right now.
Dare you to go out of bounds.
Pretty solid shot right there from Kyle. If he makes that putt, that would be a really nice recovery. So Calvin, I'm not going to lie, I said he has a relatively easy 3 from here, but this is pretty much the worst spot to land. Should still be able to manage it. Big Anheuser floating putter.
There is some stuff in the way up there.
And he throws a good shot.
Yeah,
well
that's
inside
a
the circle.
tricky shot. A little straighter, and you can like punch through those trees right there.
Right, yeah. All
Like
day.
James, this is what James got right here.
Yeah.
Might even have a putt.
Oh, for sure. He got Greeny
I
out.
don't know if anyone's made more putts from the woods than this guy right here.
Right.
Long hair, climbing in the woods with old Greeny, and you just see it floating out and into the chains. Oh. And he thought he had it. Is this
That-
circle 2 right here?
This is just outside the circle, possibly.
definitely playing with some confidence. Oh,
Yeah.
here's a great look. Coming right down to that right hip. A little bit of a pause.
Yep, that's a high-level recovery from Kyle right there. Not at all the drive he would want to have, but did what he needed to do to execute a birdie. Now Ricky, this is for an eagle. And for some more separation, Ricky will now have a one-stroke lead. Calvin still with some work left. This is for a 3. And it's in. Very important putt from Calvin. Keeping the battle nice and tight.
Sometimes, James, you're just saying how those appears like to go in when they hit like that.
Conrad hanging in there too, only 2 or 3 back of our leader, Ricky.
Wow. No wonder Calvin goes through so many shoes. He sees just so much power rolling over his ankle almost.
Oh, yeah. And the type of shoe that he wears isn't technically
nothing.
for disc golf.
Yeah. Hole 8, another very specific line here. Downhill, straight almost the entire flight, and then you need the fade at the end. A lot of players are going skip off the wood chips. You saw Ricky go overstable.
I'm thinking that's a
That's
Firebird,
money.
and the distance looks perfect.
And there's the wood chips. Sit. That green is a little sloped.
Overstable discs tend to do that a lot when they come in on this green. It's like the perfect angle to just scoop it up and roll it right down to 25 feet, sometimes really obstructed.
Calvin going eagle here. He's going to get this a little flatter.
Push forward.
Keep going forward.
Oh, sure.
Slightly early, but a friendly roll just outside the circle, I'm thinking. Man, and this is another important shot from James Conrad right here. Ricky has practically parked it. They probably don't know that Ricky actually rolled. In Conrad's mind, he's under the pin.
This is a luster T-bird. No.
Yes.
Keep going.
Yes. Nothing wrong with that
Great
at all,
shot.
mate. Inside the circle, nothing really to contend with. That's what James needed right there. Wow.
Yeah, that punched through for a look.
Yeah, that looked inside, but that was just about as inside as you could go. Still in the fairway.
Calvin's a couple paces outside the circle.
This is tricky. This is like 45, and you can't even putt straight at it. It doesn't look like it. No.
Yeah, very obstructed. Downhill.
Now James's turn. This is big time. This is likely to stay within 3 of the lead, assuming Ricky makes his birdie putt. And right in the heart from James Conrad, calm and collected, hunting for this title.
All right, so Ricky did not roll too far away. He's got 20 feet left for a birdie.
Beautifully done from Ricky Wysocki. The cleanest line of them all.
Oh, and Kyle's CTP after punching through that left side.
I've never seen one get this close on that inside of a line. He had some torque on it, though, some speed for sure. That's in the middle for a birdie from Kyle as well. That's such good stuff from James right there. Ricky really put the pressure on him. Teeing off first on that hole, parking his drive, already up 3. Now we're going to move on to hole 9, which is another eagleable par 4. I'm so interested to see how aggressive our players are going to get on this hole.
Gotta imagine Calvin and James are both thinking whether or not they should go that high hyzer.
I'm thinking I can see Calvin doing it. I'm not sure if I can imagine James going for it.
Yeah, it's not his favorite angle to release on, that steep of a hyzer.
No. If there was not a bench and a ledge right behind there where Calvin's sitting, James would have a way better chance of doing it. But without that room for a run-up.
It's incredible how dialed these players are that they can skip a disc at, 330 before it's skipping on the road?
Yep.
And skip it through the gap like that?
Yeah, Ricky is on right now, there's no doubt.
Okay, so James is going Firebird, so I'm assuming he's going that low route, going for the skip off the road, not going for the Eagle 2 here.
Yeah, I think he's going to put a little extra pace on it, possibly hoping for a really big scare or flare. Yeah. So that's a 3 all day, but he'll probably be fine with that. I imagine that's all he's really wanting right now. And I'm looking at Calvin in the background. It looks like he has an eagle in his hand. Kyle with what looked to be like a mid-range?
Yeah, I think that's MD4 right there.
Okay. And laying
That's
up to the
well
mouth.
played right there. Great placement. It doesn't look like Calvin's
No.
lining up the high hyzer.
I don't believe so.
Wow, but he blasted. No.
No way.
Wow.
Big
No.
mistake.
And it went out of bounds.
Yeah. Par at best now, and par is not what he's wanting on this hole. Can he save the par, though?
Beat it. Oh, and it does. Oh, and that's such a difficult shot. Wow, to get up and down from back there. I mean, you're throwing out over the road, dealing with that massive cedar. He just went in front of it. That's a sigh of relief for sure. I mean, that could have ended his run right there if he didn't get up and down.
I agree. At least it would have made him lose some confidence coming into the back 9. Big time save there from Calvin. James has open look with Greeny here. I don't imagine he's going to leave it short. Long jump putt from James.
There's not that many people. You being one of them, but there's not that many people that are jump putting from that distance.
Right, it's hard to get that much snap, at least clean snap on the disc. Oh. Ricky is trying to slam the door for now.
He's just starting it so high and wide with so much confidence that it's going to drop down in there. I mean, that was an inch off from just dunking in that right pocket.
Literally. What a great play on the hole from Ricky Wysocki there, putting himself at 80 feet, knowing that he can give it a great chance at it, and he almost canned it.
This is exciting, dude. That was some exciting golf right there. And again, shout out to OTB for getting Parsave out here to film this lead card action. Guys, free shipping with promo code par save, OTB, photos of every disc. We got a ball game. Calvin's only 3 back. James is only 3 back. Kyle showing us what he's got.
Ricky picking up steam and confidence, though. It's going to be very interesting to see how he handles the back 9. Also, plenty of eagles available for our chasers as well. So, guys, come check it out. Hope you guys have been enjoying so far. We will see you round 3, final round, back 9.